Hello. Welcome back to Snark and Spark. My name is Emily, and this is going to be a Flosstube video. I am obviously... I just looked at myself in the, camera. Yeah, you can definitely tell. I just woke up. It is a Wednesday morning. Wednesdays are my day off. So, I am awake. Good morning, gorgeous. What am I drinking? Coffee. I have lots of stuff to eat. Let's just do the coffee first. So my husband and I bought a new Keurig because my old one was old and I've had it since college. We've had it for years, and it just was starting to not work properly anymore. It was fizzing out on us and pooping out, and the coffee was kind of starting to taste off, and it didn't matter how many times we cleaned it or anything like that. So we were like, let's just get a new one, and we bought a new one, and it's awesome. And of course it came with a bunch of different K-cups, and one of the ones it came with is what I'm drinking in my cup, which was Newman's Own, just their normal blend, only this one was organic. It's coffee and French vanilla creamer. It's not the best, it's not the worst, it just is coffee. It'll wake me up. I'm still in my pajamas. This is my little, I just wear big t-shirts to sleep in. And my sweater, because it's the first day of fall. It is Wednesday, September 22nd. It is the first day of fall, which is my favorite season, and fall weather did not disappoint. It hit yesterday, it has hit today. I am living for it. It's only 61 degrees right now. Heck yes. Okay. Anyways, so life update. This is my Flosstube episode. So on Monday, I posted a homework video, and I had said in the homework video that I was going to try and separate homework videos from Flosstube videos. That way, if you're just there for homework, you get that, and you're not being bogged down by listening to me talk about other stuff. But if you're really interested in seeing... Alright, we're real dramatic today. But if you are interested in seeing me talk about my life and my whips and stuff like that, then I wanted to have a separate video for that, because it was starting to feel kind of unwieldy trying to put all of that into one. So here we are. All right. Where to begin? Yes, so also if you watched some of my previous videos, I have mentioned now that my son and my family and I were all in quarantine last week because my son unfortunately tested positive for COVID. He is all better now. Everything is fine. He is back at school. I'm back at work. My husband's back at work. We are all back, animals. We are all back where we are supposed to be. But that meant I was home for a really long time. And because I was home and because he was positive but I tested negative, we kind of were still trying to distance ourselves as much as possible with a sick child who was pretty much asymptomatic. So he was fine after a day or two, super full of energy, was raring to go. So, but I was we got to figure out how to keep ourselves occupied. I did a lot of stitching during that time. I encouraged my son to do a lot of stitching because we couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't really do anything. We were stuck at home. So I was trying to encourage my son to pick it back up and hopefully learn some patience. He got very frustrated last week, which understandable, he's cooped up. He understood it first, but then he's like, I feel fine. I'm better. So we just kind of sat down and did some stuff. So I have quite a few things to show you. I have whips that I've made. They all just ran up those stairs because the cat is in a very playful mood this morning. He was jumping around with me. Like, I'd step near him and he would and try and kind of get me to play. So he's in a really playful mood. So that's fine. They can go run after him right now. Is my camera crooked? I feel like we look like we're... I think my camera's crooked. Oh well. Hey. Did that help? I don't know. Okay, what to show you first? Let's do the stuff I did with like my finishes, because some of this may not be things you've seen before or things you haven't seen in a while. And I just want to show you what I did with them / what is still in the future for them. So I went through my drawer of shame, which is all of my finished projects that I haven't done anything with. And I pulled those bad boys out and I went, I'm going to do something with these. Spoiler, I still haven't done anything with them. No, so I pulled them out. I'm missing one, which is kind of concerning that I can't find. It was a piece that I model stitched for a designer, and it's on black Ada, and it says, "Don't be a dick." And I really wanted to frame that and put that up on my wall, and I can't find it, so I'm a little concerned. I don't know where that went, and that makes me kind of sad. But I did find, and I'm also missing one of my Christmas pieces that I just finished, the Deck the Halls salve from like Caterpillar cross stitch of like what, 2019 or whatever. Yeah, I don't know where that is either, and I'm just minorly concerned, like, where did those two projects go? Because everything else was where I keep it. So I don't know. Like, unless my husband has done something, which I doubt. Yeah. Anyways, so my son and I took the ones we had and we washed them. I had him help me wash them. We took them up to his bathtub. We ran a little bath, gave them a nice little bath, you know, and then once they were dried, we ironed them, and then I cut them down to size because I want to do something with them, and I haven't decided if I want to put all of them on like sticky board or if I want to do like a canvas finish on some of them. One of them I have to ship, but I'm angry with it. So let's just go through it. I don't know if I've ever shown this piece. This, I'm so proud of this. So this is my Star Wars piece. That's just a little thread that you can see because I haven't quite finished the corners. You can tell where like I need to finish securing everything down. But this is a Stormtrooper piece. It was a kit that I picked up of like all shades of blue and white. Seeing white on white was awful. It looks great now, but it was awful. And now I'm like, did I even need to do like this? Did I need to stitch all that white? I don't know. But yeah, so I'm really proud of this. I made this for my husband. He is a huge Star Wars nerd, and I stitched this for his birthday, or like a year ago. But I finally got around to washing it and ironing it and actually mounting it. So this is just a piece of like poster board, it's not cardstock. I honestly don't remember. But it's like it's just like a thick thing of poster board that I have. So I went around and I wanted it to be right up on the edge. I did this on purpose. And so I stretched it right up to the edge. I pinned it, and then I went in and super glued the edges down. I am going to have to go back. I forgot to miter the corners first. I just got really excited. So I just need to kind of go in and secure these corners a little bit better. That's okay. So yeah, there's that. I'm really proud of this. This is the only one that's FFO'd. So there's that. But the other ones that I did wash and cut, I have the Book Lovers Bookshelf. Finally cut down to size. I think this is one that I want to mount on canvas. I want to find like a smaller piece of canvas, if I can, and like tack it on to there, but we'll see. There's the back if you're interested. This is a hot mess. No, it's not, but like, it is. Okay, this is the piece I'm angry with. I love this piece. This is my Australian dragon, right? Okay, it is the 2018 Mirabilia free chart. This is the one that I color converted with, I made different choices with the water lilies and the Kreinik, and super love it. But do you see what's missing? Do you? Do you see what's missing? Yeah. So there are 3 treasures over here. There's 2 treasures over here. I am frustrated with this piece because for whatever reason, I can't keep treasures on it. I have attached 2 different treasures like twice already, and I don't understand like why they won't stay attached. I have secured it and secured it and secured it, and I secured one on like this side, did everything, got so far, was working on pressing this, and then this one. Like the string is still, like it's sheared. And I got really, really frustrated, and I just set it down and I was like, screw it. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. I'll need to put the silence on. I actually don't know where my phone is. Oh well. Was like, screw it, I'm done. So until I am in a better headspace to reattach that treasure, it's just going to kind of sit here, which is a shame because it is supposed to be a gift. I want to send this to its intended recipient. I'm just so stinking mad that I cannot keep the treasures on it, and that makes me really nervous to ship it because it's supposed to go to Pennsylvania, which is 13 hours away. I'm really proud of the back of this one. Okay, and last but not least is this guy. So this is Noxious Crocodile. Love him. And actually, there's more fabric on this side. It's fine. This is Noxious Crocodile. I model stitched this for the for Linen and Quartz on Etsy. I will be linking her down below. I just want to take a minute to highlight her and her shop. She is amazing, super kind. She was super sweet to work with. She is in several of the just like online stitchy groups, and she posted that she needed test stitchers and she listed her projects, and I commented on the crocodile one saying I am obsessed with crocodiles. I love them. I would love to stitch this for you. We communicated, she gave me the pattern, I worked on this, and I have to tell you guys, I waited so long, I was in a weird funk during that time to start this, but once I started this, I couldn't stop stitching it. The pattern was super easy to follow. I love the colors. I did not switch any of the colors. These are all of the called for colors, okay? Every single one. The only one that was not called for that I added was the white. And that was because she had him modeled on white fabric, but I wanted to do this like murky blue, green, gray fabric. And so I went ahead and stitched the white in his eyeball so that it would pop out. And I love this. I love this. The shading is amazing. The detail is so good. And like, yeah, when you're stitching it, you're like, there's this random like 2 stitches of this color. Ooh. But then I look at it, I'm like, no, it makes sense. This is so good. It's so good from back here. It's so good from up here. I'm just obsessed with this piece. Love this piece. Love working on it. Super fun, like I said. But because I actually really liked it so much, I asked her if I could give her a special shout out on my channel, and she said yes, so that is what I'm doing. Please check her out. More good things to say about her, not just the project. She gave me a timeline to work on this. I obviously did not stay within that timeline, but communicated with her, and then she was actually really nice about it. Was like, no, it's okay. Thank you for getting back to me. Gave her updates. We've communicated. Sent her feedback. I gave her my thoughts. She responded incredibly well, was super prompt, was super kind, and just very encouraging. So I do highly recommend go check out her shop. She has a lot of beautiful patterns, and they're gorgeous. Like, I sent you. I don't care. I don't have a code, but I don't even care. Like, go check out her shop, Linen and Quartz. She's on Etsy. You can make something beautiful like this. And you'll see my work. My work should be on the listing, which would be also exciting. So that's that. Now, I also have, I did it. Okay. When I started this channel, almost a year ago, I was working on the library periodic table piece, right? And I showed it, and I was kind of giggly about it, and I was goofing off, and I like jokingly was like, oh my gosh, what if I ran this through the laminator at work? And then that was when the demon was born. I stuck that nugget in my own head, and it has been bouncing around in my head for the last year and a half, not year and a half, but the last year, and I did it. I did it. So to explain, I work at a library, and what I do at the library is not necessarily what you may think of. I am not out on the floor with all the books and all the people behind the desk, like helping you find your stuff. I work in the back of the library. So if you've ever been in a library and you have like staff-only doors and you're not allowed to go in there, that's because there's people like me working back there. I am considered a technical services clerk. That is my job title. Really, I am what's better known as a processor. What that means is, because I work in the technical services department, it sounds different than what it is, but my department handles the physical books and getting them ready. So when you have a librarian and the librarian goes, oh, we need to place an order for X, Y, or Z books, like here's some new releases, our library needs them. The librarians or the selectors send a list to my department, and it goes to the acquisitions clerks. And what do? They acquire it. So they place all of the orders. They go through all of our book vendors and everything like that. So they place the orders. When the books arrive, they get them, they open them, they pull them out, they double check that the order is correct. They then give those books over to the catalogers. And the catalogers are the ones that then put it into our system. They're the ones that make sure that it is, it's in there as a library book, that it has all of the information that is correct, the author, page number, publication year, all that stuff. That way, so if you search it, it pulls up the correct book. So they add it into our system. They are also the ones that give it a barcode and assign it a call number or a spine label. So it's the sticker on the spine that says, fiction. Let me grab the book. Ah, yes, you like my Batman pajamas? Oh, yes. It's fall. What do you expect? I like to be warm, okay? So we get the book. It's a regular book. Yay, goes to the catalogers. They get it all entered in. They, use the information on the title page. They assign it the barcode, and they give it its call number. So the way our system works is we have the genre. So this is just a general fiction. We also have romance, mystery, blah, 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 blah. We say the genre, and then we do the 5 letters of the author's last name, and then the first 3 of their first name. That's the spine label. They do that, and then it comes to me and the processors. There are 3 processors, and it comes to us, and we are the ones that then physically get items ready. And we don't just do books. We also do DVDs, CDs, audiobooks, newspapers, magazines. Every single thing that is available in the library to be checked out or used by a patron comes through us first. And there's 3 of us. So I have my hands on just a third of every single thing that comes through the library. And we have 3 branches. So I touch everything that goes out to all of the branches. It sounds intimidating, but I love my job. So the book comes to me. This book is on my desk. So then I'm the one. I put this on here. I put the barcode on. I'm putting this sticker on. There's various things inside the book that also need to be done that we do. Okay. I physically get it ready. When it is a book like this that is a hardback with a jacket, an extra step that we take is you pull the jacket off and we run the jacket through a big laminator. It's big enough that we can run like 2 at a time through it, and we laminate the covers. We then cut them out and reattach them to the book. It's a way to add an extra layer of protection to the book. So we have this big laminator, right? I had to do some covers, and because I was already using the laminator and I had the laminator turned on, I was like, this is it. I took it to work with me. Don't worry, this is also okay. We are allowed to use the laminator for personal projects. I did not do anything sketchy. I had permission to do this, so don't freak out. But we did this, so I ran it through the laminator. I took a video, and I'm going to insert that video here. Cool, right? Okay, so I did it. Oh my gosh, I did it. Look at this. This makes me ridiculously happy. I still need to trim, like this has a really long edge. I need to trim it, but I kind of want it like this where there's just a little bit on the side. That I don't want to cut it all the way down because then obviously the laminate will separate, and what was the point of that? But it worked. It freaking worked, okay? Like, look at that. Just look at it. It's fully encased. It's super slick. I'm really happy with this. But now the problem is I'm going, what else can I laminate? What else can I put through the laminator at work? Because it worked. Yeah. The thing is, you just have to make sure it is definitely clean. Like, there are 2 to 3 cat hairs in this first red box because I didn't see them until I ran it through the laminator, and now they are permanently a part of this. But I brought it home, speaking of cats, told my son that I was planning on just sticking it into a random book at work and letting a patron find it, and of course he didn't like that and begged me to let him keep it. So he is now using it as a bookmark. So there's that. This is going on so long. Next is whips. I have not touched Harry Potter since, come here, kitty, since the last time I showed it to you. So I have nothing to show you there. I had finished the first holiday truck ornament. I have not started on a second one yet, so I have nothing to show you there. I will be starting that second one soon because, you know, I need to have ornaments ready for my coworkers and my family if I'm doing that for Christmas this year. Coffee break. Washington wants to be in the center of everything. So, I want to show you what I have been working on. I have put progress into my Read Now piece, which looks like an old-timey book poster. Excuse me. And I have made progress on the Storybook Halloween Sal from Stitch on a Me. So, let me get this bad boy. It's on my stand, so I'm not taking it off. Ta-da! Ooh. I can't do this, apparently. I have books. It no longer says boo. Books. I have this first, like border? I don't know. And then this is going to say a uniquely portable magic. And then it goes like and there will be a book in the center. So yeah, I'm really excited. I have changed some colors to this. It calls for it to all be in this shade of gray, this pewter. And I didn't like that. I wanted it to have color. So this is a really dark navy blue. This is a pretty red. I have oranges picked out and purples. Yeah, I'm really excited for the colors I picked out. I just think it'll look better. But I am going to keep the pewter for the different like borders and sections. So, yeah, so that's that. I am on my giant floor stand. I got this floor stand from Michael's. It was available online, and I ordered it, and then I went and picked it up. And I love this thing. It's great. It's fully positionable. This piece moves. Theoretically, even this piece moves. There's a screw down here. But if I really wanted to, I could then rotate this. This piece moves, this moves, this moves, this moves. Yeah, no, I love this thing. It's really great for when I'm sitting on the couch and I just don't want to hold my piece. It sits right there, and it's like, it is floor height. So with me sitting in my chair right now, this is where it is. So this doesn't work, but it's all completely adjustable, and so I can like raise it up if I wanted to and actually use it while I'm sitting at my desk. Highly recommend. It was not that expensive. I think it was, I want to say I only spent like $35 on it. And it has survived puppies chewing on it and little kids screwing with it. Like, yeah. So, last but not least is the Stitch On Me Storybook Halloween 2021 Sal. Dun, dun, dun. So it is going to be a full like book. I did not go ahead and do, the frame pattern got released early. I have not finished the frame. I kind of started on it late, and so instead I was like, you know what, I'll just complete the frame as I'm doing the days, because each day a new piece gets released. Speaking of which, this is going to be kind of fun and unique, because it is a stitch along, I'm doing a Stitch With Me series on this. So be on the lookout for that. I am not sure when the first one is going to be released. I kind of want to have a video almost every day up until Halloween, but I also know that that's a lot of videos, because I filmed the first part of me doing those cats last night, and that was like an hour of stitching. So, and that block isn't even finished. So we'll see. I am going to definitely do a Stitch With Me for that entire series. I'm just figuring out releasing it and release times and release dates and stuff like that. I might honestly just finish a video, finish uploading or editing it, and then just upload it as they get done, instead of trying to like schedule a whole bunch of releases. I don't know yet, but there is going to be a surprise with these videos. And I don't want to share what it is yet. It is something that is going to be new that I have not tried before, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. So, yeah. I haven't decided if I'm going to speed it up at all or anything. I might, just because it's so long. Like I said, the first video is almost an hour. I might speed it up just a little bit, because I already planned on doing like a voiceover. So you'll see. That's what the surprise is the voiceover. It's like, what was I doing? Let's just say I have decided to keep it on theme of the Sal, which again is a storybook Halloween. And that is all I'm going to say. Please feel free to guess in the comments below if you have any idea of what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, look forward to that. I'm excited. Last thing I want to talk about is books. Now I'm getting hot in this thing. And then we're going to be done. So I finally finished the Heroes of Olympus Book 1, The Lost Hero. I really enjoyed it. It took forever to get through, I am not going to lie. Once I started listening to it as an audiobook, it went by faster, but even then, I will admit, when I was at home and listening to it, I had it on 1.25 speed. So I was listening to it just a little bit faster. Not quite crazy fast, but I did listen to it at a slightly faster pace, which I am finding I enjoy. I've started to listen to like other things, like my podcasts, at a higher speed. I'm like, I can consume so much more. So I finished that. I have downloaded the second book, Heroes of Olympus, the Son of Neptune, as an audiobook, and I started listening to that yesterday at work. Got a few chapters in. I'm really interested to see where this series goes. I really like the premise. The whole thing is that, you know, we were introduced to the Greek gods. The whole concept of this second companion series is that, surprise, they are also, because the deities are also Roman, there are Roman demigod children, and they follow the more Roman aspects of their parents. So it's the same gods, but different names. You know, Jupiter is Zeus, Juno is Hera, and so it's just their different forms, their characteristics, how they were in Rome versus the characteristics of how they were in Greece. So they're separate demigod camps for how everything is done, and that's really interesting to me. So I did really enjoy the first one. I liked the new characters. I liked the tie-in to everything else. I'm looking forward to the series. So I got that. And then I have also started reading The King's Curse by Philippa Gregory. This is book like 7 in the like Plantagenet Cousins War series. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is 7. So she started off with like the Cousins War, which is a series that follows like the Yorks versus the Tudors and all of that during that time in England, when the changing of reigns and kings and stuff, like King Richard III, all the way up to King Henry, which was who we are getting into. So that's like the Cousins War, and then it goes to the Tudor court novels. She had those 2 different series, but they've kind of combined them all into one. So it's like, it was the Cousin Wars and the Tudor courts, and now it's like the Plantagenet series, like the Plantagenet Tudor series or whatever. But this is book 7. There's so many, but this is getting into King Henry's rule, the famous King Henry with all of his wives, and I am super excited. I have actually really, really enjoyed this series. I learned a lot I didn't know a lot about like all of that history and like who reigned when and how the king's like lineage worked. She's done a really good job of like explaining that, and each book is told from a different character's perspective, but it's all the same. I don't know, it's all the same storylines, but it's really, really good. I highly recommend. This is the only one that I have a physical copy of. The rest I have all listened to as audiobooks. This was the only one I couldn't get an audiobook of, so I'm reading it. But even reading it is going just as well as listening to it. I was really nervous about transitioning from audio to a physical book, but I can still hear the narrators, because it's the same narrator for all of them, so I can still hear her voice in my head, and now I know how things are pronounced, so I'm reading them correctly, and the storyline just flows so well that, yeah, it's really good. I'm only like 10% in, like 70 pages in, but I'm going to be reading this today and filming and doing a bunch of other things. So yeah, that's all I got for you. I'm going to wrap this up because this was longer than I thought, and I need to get this uploaded. I went from being not awake to awake. So I'm going to leave this one here. I will see all of you soon. In the meantime, happy stitching, happy reading, happy watching, happy listening, happy doing whatever it is that makes you happy doing. I will talk to you in the next video. Be easy with your hearts.